So this video is going to give you some examples from homework 4 that's on Math Excel. I'm not sure if these are going to be in the same order that you are doing them on Math Excel, but they will be the same kinds of problems. So one example you will have will look like this. Okay, so this example, you are given x equals 2 and x equals 5. So the first thing that we need to do is to solve each of those for 0, or set them equal to 0. So I'm going to do minus 2 on both sides of the equal sign. So now I have x minus 2 equals 0. I do the same thing over here, minus 5 on both sides of the equal sign. So now I have x minus 5 equals 0. So then the next step, I'm going to put those factors into parentheses. So I will have x minus 2 in parentheses and x minus 5 in parentheses. Then my next step is to FOIL. So I'm going to take x times x to get x squared, and then x times negative 5 to get negative 5x, negative 2 times x to get negative 2x, and negative 2 times negative 5 to get plus 10 equals 0. I also need to simplify. So this will be x squared, and then I've got negative 5x minus 2x, so minus 7x plus 10 equals 0. And then in Math Excel, they may only ask you, they may already have like the x squared, and you just have to put in the minus 7, or you just have to put in the 10. So be careful and actually look what Math Excel is asking for. For another example, you will be given zeros, and you will be told what degree you need to finish with. So for this one, our first step on this one is going to be taking those zeros and writing them x equals 6, x equals 0, x equals 3. So then the next step, we're going to set them equal to 0. So that means that we have to do minus 6 on both sides of the equal sign for this one. So x minus 6 equals 0. This one already is solved for 0. This one minus 3 on both sides of the equal sign. So x minus 3 equals 0. So then we're going to put factors in parentheses. So x minus 6 times x minus 3 equals 0. Okay, we're going to FOIL and simplify. Now we have 3 things to multiply, so I am going to FOIL just 2 of these, x minus 6 and x minus 3. And I'll worry about this plain x in just a minute. So as I FOIL, then I will get x squared minus 3x minus 6x plus 18. And then that simplifies to x squared minus 9x plus 18. And then I still have that pink x. So I'm going to put that back in parentheses. And then I also have that pink x from up here. So now I have to multiply that pink x into each of those 3 terms. So x times x squared is x to the third. X times negative 9x, negative 9x squared. X times 18 plus 18x equals 0. And again, in Math Excel, check to see what blanks there are and what numbers you need to put into the blanks. Okay, so another example you're going to have, now I have 4 zeros, so I'm going to set each of those zeros equal to x equals, so x equals 4, x equals negative 2, x equals positive 2, and x equals 5. So then the next line is setting those equal to 0. So subtracting 4 on both sides of the equal sign. So x minus 4 equals 0. And then adding 2 on both sides. So x plus 2 equals 0. And then subtracting 2 on both sides. X minus 2 equals 0. And then subtracting 5 on both sides. X minus 5 equals 0. Okay, we're going to put our factors in parentheses. So x minus 4 times x plus 2 times x minus 2 times x minus 5. Now we can only FOIL 2 parentheses at a time. So I am going to FOIL the x plus 2 and the x minus 2 first. It doesn't matter which ones you do, but these will have some things cancel out, so it'll just make it a little easier. So this is x squared, and then I've got minus 2x plus 2x minus 4, which then that simplifies to x squared minus 4. So I've taken care of that one and that one. So now I just need to pick another one. So I'll take actually what I can do is now FOIL the other two. So I'll do those in green. So right here, I will FOIL the x minus 4 and the x minus 5. So that gives me x squared minus 5x minus 4x plus 20. And then that reduces to, or simplifies to, x squared minus 9x plus 20. And so what I have left to do then is to multiply the blue parentheses times the green parentheses. So I now have x squared times x squared, x to the 4th. Then I have x squared times negative 9x. So that's going to give me negative 9x to the 3rd. Then I have x squared times 20. So plus 20x squared. And then I've got negative 4 times x squared. So negative 4x squared. Negative 4 times negative 9x, so plus 36x. And then negative 4 times 20, negative 80. And then I need to combine like terms. So I only have one x to the 4th term. I only have one x to the 3rd term. But then I have this x squared and this x squared. So 20 minus 4. So I'm going to have plus 16x squared. I only have one square term. And then I have one plain number. So again, in Math Excel, you'll need to find what blanks they want you to fill in. And that's a degree 4. Okay, so you're going to be given a problem that has a real part and an imaginary part. Well, this is one term. And remember, whenever we have imaginary, it has to have a pair. So we will need to add in as another term the pair to this, which is called its conjugate. It is 5 plus 2i. So our first step will be to make those x equals. So we'll have x equals 5 minus 2i. And we'll also have x equals 5 plus 2i. And then the next step will be to set those equal to 0. So I will have to take minus 5 and plus 2i. But I also have to do that over here. So minus 5 plus 2i. So then how I'm going to write that is I have x minus 5 plus 2i equals 0, because those cancel each other out. And then on this side, I'll have minus 5 minus 2i. So I have to do the same thing over here, minus 5 minus 2i. So then I'll have x minus 5 minus 2i equals 0, because those will cancel each other out. So then you need to put these in parentheses. So I will have x minus 5 plus 2i times x minus 5 minus 2i. And so I will be multiplying those. So I have x times x gives me x squared. Then I have x times negative 5, so negative 5x. And then x times negative 2i. And we're going to write it like this, so we're all the same. Negative 2ix. And then I need to move on to my next term. So now, negative 5 times x is negative 5x. Negative 5 times negative 5 plus 25. Negative 5 times negative 2i is positive 10i. And then I have my third term that I need to multiply by. So 2i times x gives me plus 2ix. 2i times negative 5 is negative 10i. And 2 times negative 2i is negative 4i squared. So then I have to go through and start putting like terms together. So I only have one x squared term because the I squared is different from the x squared. So I've taken care of my x squared. Then I have negative 5x and a negative 5x. So those together are negative 10x. Then I have a negative 2ix and a positive 2ix, and those should always cancel. I've already dealt with that. So I have plus 25. And now I have plus 10i and negative 10i. Again, those should cancel. And then I have negative 4i squared. So I'm going to write negative 4, but then remember that just the I squared part means negative 1. So then now I need to start simplifying this. So I have x squared minus 10x plus 25. And what I have here is negative 4 times negative 1, so positive 4. So I have one more line to simplify. So x squared minus 10x plus 29. And these were all equal 0. So again, in Math Excel, you will need to see which blanks you need to fill in. You'll have another example where you're given a integer and then an imaginary. And so remember that the imaginary always has to have a pair. So the first thing we need to do then is to write out our zeros, which will be 7, 2i, and then 2i has to have a pair that goes with it, and it would be negative 2i. So then we will write all of these as x equals. So x equals 7, x equals 2i, and x equals negative 2i. The next step will be to put these equal to 0. So minus 7 on both sides. So x minus 7 equals 0. And then we're going to minus 2i on each side of the equal sign. So now we have x minus 2i equals 0. And here we have to do plus 2i on both sides of the equal sign. So we have x plus 2i equals 0. Next step is to put those in parentheses. So x minus 7 times x minus 2i times x plus 2i. And because I can only FOIL two things at a time, I'm going to FOIL the two that are alike right here. So this is, I'll bring my x minus 7 down here because I'm not multiplying it yet. So then I have x times x, which is x squared. X times 2i would be plus 2ix. And then negative 2i times x is negative 2ix. And then negative 2i times positive 2i, negative 4i squared. So then I need to simplify that. So x squared. And my two middle terms cancel. So negative 4. And then my I squared is negative 1. So x squared plus 4. and it still has to be multiplied times this x minus 7. So now x times x squared is x to the third. X times 4 is plus 4x. Negative 7 times x squared, negative 7x squared. And negative 7 times 4, negative 28. And we always want to write in descending order. So our final answer will be x cubed minus 7x squared plus 4x minus 28 equals 0. Okay, there's one last example on this video. There's probably going to be a second video that takes care of the last 2 or so problems on your homework. So this time you're given 2 different terms. Each of them are complex, so they each have a pair. So we must start out with 4i and negative 4i, and the 4 minus I, and 4 plus I. So we are going to have a degree 4 answer. Again, our next step is going to be making these x equal. Now we want to set them equal to 0. So I need to do minus 4i on both sides of the equal sign. And on this one, I'm going to do plus 4i. So x plus 4i equals 0. Then here I need to do minus 4 plus I, minus 4 plus I. So x minus 4 plus I equals 0. And then for this one, minus, oh. Okay, minus 4 minus I on both sides. So then we have x minus 4 minus I equals 0. So again, we're going to be foiling. We need to foil the 2 that are alike with each other. So I'm going to foil x minus 4i times x plus 4i. And then over here, I will do x minus 4 plus I times x minus 4 minus I. Okay, so on this side, my x times x gives me x squared. My 2 middle terms are going to cancel out. So negative 4ix plus 4ix. And then I've got negative 16i squared. So again, my middle terms cancel. So I have x squared minus 16 times a negative 1. So x squared plus 16. And then over here, kind of make a little divider there. So x times x, x squared, x times -4, -4x, x times -ix, and then -4 times x, -4 times -4, -4 times I. Then I times x, I times -4, and then I times -I. So then I need to combine some like terms. Okay, I've got the -4x and the -4x, so those will be -8x. And then my -ix and +ix cancel. I've got plus 16. My plus 4i and -4i cancel. And then I've got negative I squared, which is -1. So x squared minus 8x plus 16, and this is going to be plus a 1. So that is x squared minus 8x plus 17. Okay, so what we are now multiplying was this set of parentheses and this set of parentheses. I just wrote them down here to make it a little cleaner. So we've got x squared times x squared gives us x to the 4th. X squared times -8x is -8x to the 3rd. X squared times 17 plus 17x squared. Then we've got 16 times x squared. 16 times -8 is -128 x. And then 16 times 17 is 272. And we need to combine like terms. So our final answer is going to end up being x to the 4th minus 8x to the 3rd. And then I've got 17 plus the 16. So plus 33x squared minus 128x plus 272 equals 0.